Good day everyone, my name is Ronan Mabaga, your anchor for today. Good day to everyone who follow the news we will deliver to you. Our time today is exactly 9 a.m. in the morning, October 10, 2022. This is Kuskus Batigos International, or let's recognize and call it KKB International. As this news comes from local news updates, we will look at the information obtained from the municipality of Tabina. Luel Tiandangat for the news from then until now.
Good morning, Brother Ronan, and here is the local news update. Mrs. Edith V. Magallanes expressed her happiness and gratitude of the Barangay Lumbia, town of Tabina, as part of the province-bounded road concreting project, which is run by Governor Victor Gio, with support from and labor-intense work from Municipal Mayor Anthony Dayundon and his staff. The project is also led by 2nd District Congresswoman Victoria Yo. And
sa una nag-antos jud mi tungod sa kalapok among mga produkto. Maglisod jud mi mahal pagikay ang titihan. Mao nga dako kay kung kalipay no Governor Victoria tuon kay nga Asia project nga gihimo diri uban sa ni Mayor Alda Yundon uban ko sa mga opisyalis nga mga buotan jud silang tanan. Wala jud ko ikasaway labi na gid sa ato ang Governor si Victoria kay siya gid ang ato ang pangulo sa ato ang probinsya. Salamat kayo Gog na nainaanib yun ang amang dalan. Gayon, akong istorya po na ako nagpapang kalipay gani mag-iniil lamig na kayo lakwan ang dalan maghangit kayo salamat ko ni Governor Victorio.
Okay, good news reporter Luel Tiandangat. This is brought to you by Lucky Me Pancit Canton.
Lucky Me at nakasama kita noong pinagluto ka ng favorite mo, nung ginabi ka, o nung nag-review ka hanggang umaga, noong first hanggang last interview mo, nung kinailangan ng comfort ng puso mo.
Lucky Me is safe.
At ngayong narinig mo ang totoo, sana ako pa rin ang pipiliin mong makasama. Sarap ng samahan, sarap ng walang iwanan. Lucky Me.
We are going back to our news. The morning was really good with the family and Pancit Canton. And now, let's go back to the national news update. Senator Robin Padilla declaration concerning voluntary drug. Back to you, Luel Tiandangat for the news update from the office of Senator Makati, October 5, 2022.
thank you, Brother Ronan, and here's the national news update. In reference to the voluntary drug testing, which is open to all of us who are eligible to participate in the process, Senator Robin Padilla started that it is not just for members of the legislative branch, journalists, and members of the entertainment industry. This remains consistent with Rodrigo Roa Duterte's simulant-based strategies, and that's all.
Hindi na po kayo na magpa-drug test para wala na pong maraming pang usapan at kumbaga magtulungan po tayo.
And now, let's get news from the international update of the Venezuela landslide in Las Tejerias, Venezuela, October 9, 2022. Let's look at what will happen today. Luel Tiandangat for news report.
Update. A landslide Venezuela on Sunday has killed at least 25 people and left more than 50 missing in the north-central state of Aragua, according to the officials. The landslide came down in the Santos Michela municipality after days of heavy rainfall caused by 5 streams of the Las Tejeras River to overflow. Venezuelan Vice President Rodriguez said. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro tweeted Sunday that he had ordered the maximum deployment of Interior Ministry and security agencies to respond to the emergency. More than 1,000 officials from National Risk Management System and police officers are participating in the search and rescue operation, according to Carlos Perez, Deputy Minister for Risk Management and Civil Protection. The President also declared 3 days of national mourning starting Sunday in solidarity with the families affected according to his tweet. And that's all.
Thank you, Lowell Giandangat, for news report. This news bring you happiness and updates so that you can be safe from any tragedy that comes. Reminder, take care of our health for the safety of our body. Again, good morning everyone. God bless.
We are united to defend and protect what we have.
Sama-sama tayo sa pagtulong. Tayo ang lingkod, tayo ang kapamilya.
Live at Bagarian TV.
Good morning world.
Good morning Philippines.
I am Jason Clay.
And I am Elmera Lariba. And this is your news anchor.
Sa balitang lokal, here in Bagarian City, celebrating the 70th araw ng Samuel Tour.
Sa balitang nasyonal, viral ang isang netizen matapos pumanaw ang ina sa mismong ethnic birthday nito.
Sa News International, Russia launched its war in Ukraine.
Sa balitang lokal, here in Bagarian City, celebrating the 70th araw ng Samuel Sur, pinanguluhan sa ating pinakamamahal na Governor Victorio at sa kanyang asawa na Governor sa Distrito 1 na si Vena Gracio at ang anak ng Congressman sa Distrito 2 na si Victoria Yu sa pagkakaroon ng iba't ibang palaro at papremyo.
Sa balitang nasyonal, hayaan niyong ibalita sa aking partner na si Elmera Lariba.
Thank you, partner. Sa balitang nasyonal, viral ngayon ang isang netizen matapos pumanaw ang ina sa mismong ethnic birthday nito. Naging emosyonal ang ika-18 na kaarawan ng isang dalaga matapos kasabay sa kanyang bibog ang pagkamatay ng kanyang ina. Ayon sa mga kakilala sa dalaga, na ang mismong ina na ang nagplano para sa bibog ng dalaga. Preparado na ang lahat ng pagkain sa misa. May lechon, bouquet, at may pamanikig pa. Ngunit, hindi masaya ang kaarawan ng dalaga dahil sa mga nangyayari. At yan ang balitang naganap sa oras na ito. This advertisement brought to you by Milo.
Time to beat Energy Cup leads to champions like James.
Energy, energy, oh, energy, energy, oh, oh. Low energy, matamlay, low focus ka, baka energy gap yan. 4 out of 5 kids have it. Energize! Start your day the champion way. Be energy, energy gap, be energy gap. Break Milo every day, Milo every day.
And now I'm back. This is your News International. Russia launched its war in Ukraine. The invasion began at dawn of the night before with infantry divisions and armored and air support in eastern Ukraine, and dawn of missile attack across both eastern Ukraine and western Ukraine. The first fighting took place in Ukraine last near Mylov village on the border with Russia at 3:40 AM Kiev time.
Українці допомагаємо одне одному, віримо в себе, відновлюємо усе зруйноване. Зараз можуть бути тимчасові перебої з електрикою, але ніколи не буде перебоїв з нашою впевненістю.
News Anchor, we have 75 days to go before Christmas.
And those were the top stories in this hour. This is your News Anchor.
And this is being your bias, the truth, and holders. Alariba Almeida
and Cicero Claris. Say it with a judge, secure freedom, we define what people deserve.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Welcome to Breaking News. It's October 9, 2022. I am Summer Rukiin with the latest news. For local news, Robinson built a new mall in Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur. For national news, President Marcos cited the success of the BARM in his bid for the Philippines set in the powerful Security Council. For international news, Marcos said Asia's stability, peace under threat ideal must be upheld. For the local news, Robinson built a new mall in Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur. Robinson Land Corp said in Wednesday it will build a mall in Pagadian City, capital of Zamboanga del Sur. The groundbreaking ceremony will be held on November 19, RLC said in a statement. Robinson praised Pagadian will help the local businesses please capitalize on the city's booming economy. For the national news, President Marcos Jr. cited the success of the BARM in his bid for a Philippines seat in the powerful Security Council. Marcos cited in his speech the success of the newly created BARM, the result of the year negotiation between the Philippines government and the group leader of Moro Islamic Liberation Front or MILF. The BARM replaced the Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao or ERMM, the latter of which NER shooted as a failed experiment in granting more autonomy for Filipino Muslims in the southern Philippines. International news, Marcos said Asia's stability, peace under threat ideal must be upheld. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. addressed the high-level general debate of 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly or UNGA at the headquarters in New York on September 20, 2022. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. said the hard-won peace and stability in Asia is currently under threat due to increased strategic and ideological tension. As such, ideas of the United Nations or UN must be upheld. In his world debut at 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly, Marcos opened his remark with a reference to the former President Carlos P. Romulo, the first Asian leader of United Nations, who 77 years ago called on world leaders to make the floor the last battlefield for survival. And that's all for today's report. I am Summer Rukiin, Breaking News.
Live on AND News.
Good evening to each and everyone, and we are your host for tonight. I am Gerald G. Adolfo.
And I am Abdul Muiz Banalang.
And this is
A&B News.
Pagadian City has been hit by a strong wind and a heavy rainfall that causes the residents to panic. People in the coastal area were advised to evacuate due to the possibility of a storm surge. Fortunately, no lives has been taken, but some boats, ships, and properties has been wrecked by this natural phenomenon.
The 20% discount privilege has been granted under the law to senior citizens should be extended to fines on them for traffic violations. Santa Rosa City Representative Dan Fernandez made the statement as he pushed for the immediate passage of House Bill 5402 that he filed Tuesday as the country celebrates the Elderly Filipino Week from October 1 to October 7. House Bill 5402 covers all fines on traffic violations imposed by both national government agencies and local government units. And let us hear the statement of Santa Rosa City Representative Dan Fernandez.
Elderly Filipinos driving jeepneys and cabs are still common sights on the road. Many seniors also drive their grandchildren to school and reporting for work or simply as designated driver of the family. However, an elderly citizen's driving reflexes, instincts, and skills are no longer the same as what they used to be during his or her youth. They have become slow and they are not as sharp as before, so once in a while, they commit driving mistakes.
Really sweat, caramel ang may sweetling ang hap na tinutuyan ka sa sarap ng tamang timpla. Pinagsama sarap ng real coffee at cream caramel. Sweetling ang hap, sweetling ang hap, sweetling ang hap. Really sweat, caramel ang may sweetling ang hap. Take a break at sweetling ang namin ang bawat sandali.
My sincerest condolences to the royal family of Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II died of natural causes, mentioning old age as the only reason. The death certificate stated that the Queen died at 3 p.m. on September 8 at Balmoral Castle in Balmoral, Scotland. Old age was the only reason cited and no other causes were listed. As we all know, Queen Elizabeth II is one of the greatest queen that ruled the entire UK for almost 70 years. We are praying for the royal family to get well better soon.
And that's all for our latest news tonight.
Thank you and God bless.
Audio Jungle.
Broadcasting live in AG Newsroom, Zamboanga del Sur. Good afternoon, Philippines.
Good afternoon, Zamboanga del Sur.
This is Glycel K. Pertas.
And this is Angeline Mariano.
And this is AG Channel, serving you the most leading news of the hour.
Audio Jungle.
For the local news updates, tornado damaged fishing boats' houses in Pagadian City. For the national updates, former Senator Laila De Lima was briefly taken hostage. For the international, Thailand massacre ex-corps kills 24 children in a knife and gun rampage.
7 fishing boats and several houses were destroyed when a tornado hit the coastal areas in Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur, Sunday evening, prompting the hundreds of residents to evacuate higher grounds. Mayor Ko told the resident that State Weather Bureau Pag-asa did not issue any warning of this advisory on possible tsunami. Former Senator Laila De Lima was briefly taken hostage on Sunday by an inmate at the Philippine National Police Custodial Center in Camp Crane, where she is being detained. She was unhurt, but the man who held her hostage and 2 other inmates were killed. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. said in the Twitter post that he will visit the custodial center to check on Leila de Lima's condition.
Beat energy gap. Let's do champ moves like James. Low energy, matamlay, low focus ka, baka energy gap yan. 4 out of 5 kids have it. Energize! Start your day the champion way. Healthy energy, energy gap, the energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every day. With your 3 balanced meals, beat energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every day. Get winning energy, ready for school and play. Be a champ every day. Healthy energy, energy gap, the energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every day. Healthy energy, energy gap, the energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every day. Get ready as we bring the all-new Milo champ moves to your school.
Naklang, former police killed 34 people, including 23 children, during a knife and gun rampage at daycare center in northeast Thailand on Thursday. Police said before the later shooting his wife and the children at home and turning his weapon on himself. And that's all the news updates. This is your anchor, Glyco K. Curtis, and Angela Mariano. This is AG Channel.
Powerful bumper now, sound you down these boom boom.
Napahang damit? Amoy malansa? Sagot niyan sa Downy, mag-boom-boom daw. Mag-Downy ka na!
The head of breaking news!
The announcement of Queen Elizabeth's death on Thursday.
The massive typhoon in Pagadian City.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development Educational Assistance Staff.
Live in the public news station. This is the CNN News.
Good day, everyone. Queen Elizabeth, the UK's longest-serving monarch, has died at Balmoral, aged 96, after reigning for 70 years. She died peacefully on Thursday afternoon after Scottish Stage, where she had spent much of the summer. The massive typhoon of Pagadian City will be brought to us by Hilbert Dumandan. Hilbert?
Thank you, Mr. Yugen. And now we're here in Balangasan, Pagadian City. We're witnessing the people experiencing panic due to the tropical storm happening this time. The storm is running from east to west, bringing heavy rain and extreme winds. Recent of the roof of the other houses is about to detach. This situation gives panic to the individuals of the city. As you can see in that road, a group of family is heading to the Capitol Gym where it seems safer. Back to you, Mr. Jumar.
Dear Philippines, the Department of Social Welfare and Development this holiday say that the distribution of educational assistance to indigent students and in processing applications for cascades on the site will be the last day on Saturday, September 24, 2022.
This could be all the latest news for today.
Live in the public news station, this is Jumar Romualdo Arguelles.
I am Hazel Shane Dugan, and this is
the CNN News.
Audio Jungle.
Walang duda sa nabibigay na alaga.
Kung gusto mong kumis, mag-Silka ka na!
Alagang Silka.
Good morning, good people. It is beautiful day, September 22, with me, friend Jane Arnelikia from Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur, Philippines. Serve you the updated news nowadays for an hour. Your news is our business. Headlines: government agencies, ministries to boost Abaca, coffee industries in Lanao del Sur. What happened during the House hearing on DepEd's 2023 budget? Arrested for running up towards Queen's Cafe in UK. Local news: government agencies, ministries to boost Abaca, coffee industries in Lanao del Sur. Government ministries and agencies are working to boost the Abaca and coffee industries in the province of Lanao del Sur. This followed the reorganization by the Ministry of Trade, Investments and Tourism. Several technical working groups that will lead the development of a roadmap for the industries and to improve the life of farmers. As of present time, the province aims to lead in Abaca production in a country or at least enter the list of the top 5 Abaca produced nationwide. Year 2019, we are in 7th place. By 2021, we are in 9th place. Ngayon, ina-achieve natin na makapasok sa Type 5, Sabdullah said. We are very optimistic na ang technical working group can achieve that na makapasok tayo sa top 5 considering na we are planning to expand and marami mga opisina na tumutugong sa usaping Abaca, he continued. As for the coffee industries, they aim first to be known as a producer not only of commercial coffee but also for special day and top grade coffee. Let's take a minute for a short break. National news. What happened during the House hearing on DepEd's 2023 budget? On Friday, September 16, Deputy Minority Leader ACT Teachers Representative Franz Castro talks to Rappler's Bonds Magsambol to discuss what happened during the budget deliberation of the DepEd. Manila, Philippines. In just 2 hours, the House Committee on Appropriations on Wednesday, September 14, terminated its deliberation of the proposed 2023 budget of Department of Education DepEd. No less than the Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte defended the DepEd's 710 billion pesos proposed budget in the National Expenditure Program. Unlike the previous budget deliberations of DepEd, which usually took 8 to 10 hours, only 7 lawmakers interpolated the agency. The members of the minority in the House have decided that no more than 3 members will interpolate and the rest, including myself, have waived the right to interpolate in this budget hearing, said Senior Deputy Minority Leader Paul Daza. Other lawmakers waived the right to interpolate out of respect and courtesy to Duterte. For the international news, man arrested for running up towards Queen's Cafe in UK. Around 10 p.m. on Friday, 16 September, officers from the Met Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Command detained a man in Westminster Hall following a disturbance, the Met Police said in a statement. A man has been arrested after running towards Queen's Cafe, Elizabeth II, lying in state at Westminster Hall in as thousands of mourners filed past to pay their respects. The man was arrested under the UK's Public Order Act and taken into custody, Metropolitan Police said. The incident occurred on Friday night and eyewitness reported seeing the man run up towards the raised platform in which the late monarch's coffin is laid along with the imperial crown and other regalia. Friend Jane Arnelikia, live from Zamboanga del Sur, Philippines.
Hello world and hello Philippines, ug maayong adlaw sa Zamboanga Peninsula.
Today is the 5th day of October 2022. This is Karil Arnido.
And this is Franklin Lucena, always taking the lead.
Bringing you the news of nationwide. Because we are the 24/7 News.
For international news, Karil will give us an update.
Taiwan Ministry of Defense has said that it has tracked 31 Chinese aircraft and 4 ships around the islands.
Corner of Taiwan's air defense identification zone. Taiwan has asked the combat air patrols, Navy ships and air defense missile systems to monitor Chinese activities. They have tasked them.
For the national news, Franklin Lucena will give us an update.
Super Typhoon slammed into the Philippines, which is a category of 3 typhoons.
Luzon has been battered with strong winds and heavy rain, forcing thousands of people to flee their homes from the area, including from the capital Manila, which is home to more than 13 million people.
Local news, Karil will give you an update.
One of the resorts of Pagadian City experienced a strong wind and a flood.
Nga nanuroy sa boulevard sa Pagadian City, ubang mga sakyanan dali nga nanggawa sa lugar samtang miyapak ang kusog ng hangin. Sa laing kuha, makita ang pagdinaganay.
Welcome to ZS PGC News Center. Hello, good morning. morning, Philippines. I am Virgin Joy Sarcelejo Lumilas.
And I am Jayan Kimnu.
We are your news anchor for today. For our main headline. For the local news, wanted person for the illegal gambling Sakpan. National Court of Appeal takes dismissal of NBI officials during actual crime illegal. For international news, MPL Philippines crowns blacklist start of OFWYU 33 news as regular session on Takpan sa kapulisan ng usa ka wanted sa lungsod sa Labangan sa Liatugong 15 ni ining nga bulan. Naaresto sa kapulisan sa Labangan pinamaluhan ni PCFS Lizardo e Pilite Nantal PNCO ang usa ka ngalan ug Alejandro Tubio Cagatin alias Ali 63 anyos ninyo mag-uuma lumulupyo sa Puro 4 Barangay Bukong Labangan sa Buanga del Sur. Sa may alas 2:10 ng takla sa hapon katungkol kulang, dala ang warrant of arrest ubos sa crime case 1768L na i-issue ni Honorable Merlenda R. Amante de Scholar, Acting Proceeding Judge 9th Municipal Circuit Trial Court of Labangan Tukuran, 9th Judicial Region, Labangan sa Buanga del Sur nga i-issue niadtong December 26, 2019 sa kasong pagsukap sa Sec 4 PD 449 na may kalabutan Section 1 PD 1602 na suspetsado nga na karon sa sulod sa bilangguan kadugang sa tuklang kaso nga gipasaka batong kanila. Petitioners dedicated and devoted service with respondent NBI was carried out with no other intention but to serve the public. In return, the government, including this court, cannot fail them. The appeals court says Manila, Philippines, the Court of Appeals say a ruled that the dismissal of Rinaldo Esmeralda and Roel Lasala as deputy directors of the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI under the time of former President Noynoy Aquino is illegal. International Captain John Mar Omar B2 News, Villalona added another trophy to her illustration career after nabbing the regular season MVP of Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League in Philippines 2010. The Queen led the league in totally assists 327, assists per game 9.62, and kill participation 80% in a stellar session that helped the Tier 1 back squad secure the top spot heading into the playoffs. Omar V. Tritrinos is one of the winningest player in MPLPS history, having won 2 championships, 1 world championship, and finishing in the top 4 to 5 in the Filipino League. Stay tuned, people, and we will be right back.
Magkatas a day para tibay everyday. Mag-Bear Brand a day para tibay everyday. Lunes hanggang Linggo, gratis iniinom ko. Iron, zinc at vitamin C, araw-araw matibay ako. Masigla akong pumasok, laging handang tumulong. Malakas ang loob, araw-araw matibay ako. Magkatas a day para tibay everyday.
Mag-Bear Brand powdered milk drink every day. Nestle, good food, good life.
Audio Jungle.
Live from the village of Zamboanga del Sur Pagadian Government College, you are the visiting field. News with no bias, news with no exception, delivering nothing but the truth. This is 24 News, here, news and course.
Good day, Philippines. My name is GP Barido Facto.
And I am Arias.
This is 24 News, bringing you the latest news about the world.
PH contact time now is 0:00 in the morning.
And for the headline,
National News.
London Metro Blast being treated as terror act.
National News.
Premier Volleyball League Rainforest Conference.
Local news.
Philippines flooding in Zamboanga del Sur. This is 24 News. For our news in abroad, London Metro blast being treated as terror act. Ariasa has a story.
London Metro blast London back in June 2005 also caused 7 July attacks on 7/7 attacks. Coordinated suicide bomb attacks on the London transit system on the morning of July 7, 2005. At 8:50 a.m., explosion tore through 3 trains on the London Underground, killing 39. An hour later, 13 people were killed when a bomb detonated on the upper deck of a bus in Tavistock Square. More than 700 people were injured in the 4 attacks. This is Ariasa 24 News Patroller.
Thank you, Ariasa, for the national news. Premier Volleyball League Rainforest Conference for the detail. Come in, Ariasa.
Akari, Chokumocho, PLDT, and Creamline Pool Smasher have unveiled their respective imports for the 2022 Premier Volleyball League Rainforest Conference, which opens on October 8. Akari, the newest EVL team, on Wednesday welcomed former Dominican Republic national team player Priscilla Rivera and its import for its professional volleyball league debut. This 37-year-old Rivera is bringing an impressive resume in leading a young Filipino club team as she played for the Dominican Republic national squad from 2001 to 2021 and won 12 gold medals. She won a total of 13 MVPs and 17 championships from club leagues in her home country: Spain, Puerto Rico, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Brazil, Italy, Hungary, and her latest stint in Indonesia with Jakarta Pertamina Energy early this year. The 6'1" spiker, who is also a 3-time Olympian, is set to share her experience with the Power Tigers, bannered by Michelle Kolb, Tricia Genesis, Erica Raagas, Laika Ebon, and Danny Ravena, under Brazilian head coach Jorge Sousa Tibureto. This is Ariasa Akang 24 News Patroller.
Thank you, Ariasa, for our local news. Philippine flooding in Zamboanga del Sur. Ariasa has a story.
On July 5, 2022, municipalities in Zamboanga del Sur experienced flash floods brought by cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms caused by the low-pressure area, which is embedded along the Intertropical Convergence. A total of 1,583,728 and 2 centavos worth of assistance was provided by DSWD to the affected family.
You have just heard the news about the world. Again, this is News 24.
News with no bias. News with no exception, delivering nothing but the truth.
Bringing you the latest news around the world. Thank you and God bless.
Milo helps build up energy reserves of energy, accompanies images of an ice skater. Children are shown who love Milo because it is delicious chocolate-flavored milk. So what are you waiting for? Buy now Milo.
Welcome to News Live. I'm Scarlett Univas. I'm Renal Joy Pagit. 340. For the local news, DSWD Education has cash assistance and Zamboanga del Sur. The Department of Social Welfare and Development Zamboanga Field Office Region 9 has announced that they have begun the payout of the additional cash aid for students who are in crisis. Depending on their school level and qualifications, DSWD will give each student in need of cash assistance between 1,000 to 4,000 pesos. DSWD Region 9 Field Office covers Zamboanga Peninsula region in the Philippines and includes the provinces of Zamboanga del Norte and Zamboanga Sibugay and Zamboanga del Sur, in cities of Dapitan, Bacolod, Pagadian, and Zamboanga and Isabela. The national news. The Quezon City government has been given the Circle of Excellence Award, along with 5 other cities in the world. Each city responds pandemic. Mayor Joy Belmonte personally received the award from the International Association of Providers of AIDS during the Pascom Cities 2022 conference in Georgia State. We dedicate this award to our healthcare workers and other frontliners who have put their lives on the line to address the needs of citizens during the pandemic. Belmonte said in a statement on Wednesday. News, we will know the situation of the Ukraine and Russia right now. On February 24, 2022, updated October 10, 2022, Russia has launched missiles at several cities in Ukraine, including Kyiv, 2 days after the only bridge linking Russia with occupied Crimea was damaged in a blast. And here in Ukraine, Ukrainian officials reported that energy infrastructure in the western city of Lviv has been hit earlier, while the city of Zaporizhzhia in the south was also targeted this morning. Back to you, Scarlett. And that's all the situation of Ukraine and Russia right now. That's all for today. We will back tomorrow with some more updates. Naabot ang 30 pesos mo. Ate, pabili. At may sukli ka pa, 15 pesos lang. Bigay na!
Everyone, it's me, Jen Kirin Humawan, and this is Irish Joy Humawan, and this is INL News Report. Let us have a glance at the headline first. International news: the capital of Afghanistan is in danger of falling to the Taliban. For national news, New York, the city of the light, is once again going to be quarantined. For the local news, Bulusan volcano raised into the alert level 1. And that's for the headline news for today. Kabul is the capital and important city of Afghanistan for different reasons. After the American forces left the land of Afghanistan, the Taliban is taking over different cities of Afghanistan. And now, it seems that sooner or later, the Taliban is going to take over the Kabul too. No matter how hard the Afghan soldiers fight against the Taliban, they seem to be unstoppable and determined. So, they have already taken over the majority of the territory. National news: at yesterday meeting between the health minister and the prime minister, it was decided that New York, the city of light, should soon be quarantined as the number of cases has increased drastically in the last week. It was decided a week earlier that New York will start following the normal routine along with precautions. After a week, it will be decided whether or not to impose lockdown in New York, which will depend on the number of COVID-19 cases. Since the last week, the number of COVID-19 cases have drastically increased. The PM and the health minister decided to once again quarantine. The decision was taken at the PM House, where parliamentary leaders of the political parties were also invited. At the conclusion, it was decided that the government offices will be closed from next week, while those who have not yet gotten their vaccination done will not get to their salaries after 31st November. And now we're moving into the local news. Bulusan volcano raised to alert level 1. For further details, we have our reporter Irish. Irish? Yes, Jen, I'm here in Nakaana, which is lahat ng mga tao dito ay nagsisilikasan na, pero meron pa rin mga ibang tao ay hindi pa rin nagsisilikasan dahil sa kanilang mga hindi nila maiiwanan ang kanilang bahay at ang kanilang mga gamit at kanilang mga alagang hayop sa mga bahay. At yung iba ay nagsisilikasan na dahil sa alert level 1 na ng vulkan. At may iba pa rin na ayaw pa rin dahil meron iba nagmamatigas pa rin. At sa aking nakalap ay maaring anumang oras bukas ay puputok na ang vulkan at maaaring maraming mapinsala. At sa akin akalab ay lahat na ng mga tao nagsisilikas. At yun lang, back to you, Chief.
And that's all the news for today. I am Jen Kirin Humawan.
And this is Irish Joy Humawan. 75 days before Christmas.
And this is INL News Report.
Good morning, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. I am Wendelin Soria, your anchor for national, local, and international news that will gonna bring you the news. So as of for today, October 15, 2022, our headlines: Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur, a councilor of Liloy Town, Zamboanga del Norte, was shot to death in broad daylight along the town's national highway this Monday, October 15, 2022. The Manila Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Pimentel III sees President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s decision to transfer supervision of the Technical Education and Skills Department Authority as TESDA to the Department of Labor and Employment as DOLE as crucial in providing more jobs for Filipinos and boosting their productivity. 31 flights delayed as power outage hits in NAIA Terminal 3. The Manila International Airport on Saturday apologized for the power outage at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. As happening in Thailand, 15 kids was been massacred for those cruel persons. I'm sad to say they are all dead. And I guess that's all for today. Thank you and God bless.
Audio Jungle.
In this time of pandemic where COVID-19 is very dangerous in a long period of time, we must sanitize ourselves time to time. This Casino Ethyl Alcohol Fem with Dual Moisturizer.
We all know that using alcohol is really important for us. Since centuries, we already use alcohol. It is because alcohol it is disinfect bacteria and such as to clean ourselves or hands. And yeah, it is really useful at this generation, especially right now that we are facing a pandemic, and this is the one that the government want us to use for us to be safe and to be clean. So what are you waiting for? Buy now in the different drugstore all over in the Philippines and nationwide.
In this time of pandemic where COVID-19 is very dangerous in a long period of time, we must sanitize ourselves time to time. This Casino Ethyl Alcohol Fem with Dual Moisturizer can protect us from any viruses.
News, no exception. Delivering nothing but the truth. Have a good day around the world. This is and this is Naomi Aileen.
Serving you the hottest and the most living news of the art.
Your news are best. For the headlines, almost 8 million cost of smuggled cigarettes caught in Comalarang, Zamboanga del Sur.
Massacre at Thailand Child Care Center.
Marcos concerned over killing of broadcaster Percy Lapid.
For the local news, almost 8 million cost of smuggled cigarettes go into Malaran sa Zamboanga del Sur. According to the report of CBS PEO Director, the Zamboanga del Sur is #1 province in cigarette smuggling. The aforementioned have no documents to show in order to transport contraband, causing them to be arrested for violating Republic Act 8424 Tax Reform Act of 1997.
Time to beat energy gap. Let's do champ moves like James.
Low energy, matamlay, low focus ka, baka energy gap yan. 4 out of 5 kids have it. Energize! Start your day the champion way. Be energy gap, be energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every day. With your 3 balanced meals, beat energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every day. Get winning energy, ready for school and play. Be a champ every day. Healthy energy gap, be energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every. Healthy energy gap, be energy gap. Drink Milo every day, Milo every day.
Get ready as we bring the all-new Milo champ moves to your school.
For the international news, massacre at Thailand Child Care Center, at least 23 children were among 36 people killed in massacre at Child Care Center in northeastern Thailand. The attacker was identified by the official as a 34-year-old former policeman, British. Prime Minister Les Truss expressed her dismay and sent well wishes for the official affected by a gun and shooting massacre at the Child Care Center. The attack was allegedly carried out by 34-year-old former policeman who was facing an ongoing court hearing over drug offense. According to the police, the suspect killed his wife and 2-year-old stepson at home. The following attack before his own life, police said.
And lastly, the national news. Bongbong Marcos Jr. concerned our killing of broadcaster Percy Lapid. Manila, Philippines, Malacanang will take a look at the proof into the killing of broadcast journalist known for his biting critique of the current administration. Was gunned down at around 8:30 p.m. on October 3 by an identified motorcycle riding a Siemens. Witnesses said the victim was inside his vehicle when he was shot dead. Ibarra said, we have been instructed to take a look at the conduct of the investigation and the ambush that came last night, adding that it planned in meeting with officials from the presidential task force on media security.
And that's all for our latest news.
I'm Jella Ricardo.
I'm Aisa Biadelino.
Your news, our business.
Breaking news! Good day! This is your news anchor, Mary Grace Tura Balaon, and welcome to Daily Prime News. Headlines: 5 regions surpass missiles epidemic threshold. Rodriguez vows to continue supporting Marcos government. Celebrity news: Jolly Fit shock hit kids during plane flight. 5 regions in the country have exceeded the measles epidemic threshold as cases almost quadrupled compared to last year. The Department of Health or DOH will be reported by Ms. Cheryl Damas Apple.
Yes, Grace. The DOH said these are Metro Manila, Cagayan Valley, Calabarzon, Bicol, and Central Visayas. Calabarzon lagged the highest number of cases with 16, followed by Eastern Visayas with 12. The National Capital Region, Central Visayas, and Northern Mindanao each recorded 7 cases. Measles clusters were reported in Barangay Karanglaan in Dagupan, Pangasinan, and Barangay Balangasan, Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur. The DOH recorded 450 measles cases with 2 deaths from January to September 17, an increase of 153% compared to the cases reported during the same period last year. DOH officer in charge, Maria Rosario Bridger, had earlier warned the public against a measles outbreak next year due to low immunization coverage. She said almost 3 million children have not received any dose of measles vaccine. In a forum on Tuesday, Bridger reminded parents to have their children vaccinated against measles. Ang tigdas ay delikado dahil nagkakaroon ng komplikasyon buhat nito. Kaya hindi dapat nagsasawalang bahala ang tigdas. Ito po ay delikado lalo na sa mga kabataan less than 5 years old, Bridger said. The DOH said measles vaccine coverage has dropped to 62.9%. The department is targeting a 95% vaccination rate.
Rodriguez vows to continue supporting Marcos government. Let us hear the report of Ms. Cheryl Damas Apple.
Former Executive Secretary Victor Rodriguez yesterday confirmed that he is no longer part of the Marcos cabinet, even as he vowed to continue supporting the administration as a private individual. Rodriguez, a former Marcos campaign spokesman, announced last month that he was stepping down as Executive Secretary but was staying on as Presidential Chief of Staff, a post abolished by former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. The office of the Press Secretary had said the post of Presidential Chief of Staff would be revived through Administrative Order No. 1. However, Rodriguez's successor, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, told reporters last Tuesday that Marcos has not signed Administrative Order No. 1.
Up next, celebrity news, Jolly Pit hit kids during plane flight. Stay tuned, we will be back.
Love when I wake up with great taste Choco, rich chocolate with mild coffee. Chocolate num for happy energy.
Enjoy great taste Choco. Angelina Jolie is shown with her ex-husband, Brad Pitt, during happier times.
He said Pitt shook hit kids during plane flight, Los Angeles Airport. A court filing Tuesday from Angelina Jolie alleges that on a 2016 flight, Brad Pitt grabbed her by the head and shook her, then choked on one of their children and struck another when they tried to defend her. The descriptions of abuse on the private flight came in a cross-complaint jury filed in the couple's dispute over a French home and winery they co-owned that is separate from their ongoing divorce, which she sought soon after. A representative for Pitt, who was not authorized to speak publicly, strongly denied Julie's allegations and called them another rehash that only harms the family.
Good day, everyone, and this is the CBI News. And for the national news, we have the incident in Nung Bua, Thailand. And for the national news, the victory of our current President Bongbong Romualdez Marcos. And for the local news, we have the spat in Pagadian City. This is the international news. And for today's news headline for international news, there are the news in Thailand where there are 36 people, including the innocent one, children, with a man with a gun and knife, when it includes 22 children who have killed in massacre while they are sleeping. The incident was happened, according to the news written in district in Nungbuat, Thailand province of Muklan, and the attacker named Panwal Kamrab. And before he killed himself, they killed first his child and his wife before he killed himself.
This advertisement is brought to you by Palmolive. Palmolive. Check sa Palmolive, check ang hair ko all day long, lasting bango. Check na check, bangong Palmolive. Check na check, bangong Palmolive.
And now, we proceed to the national news. And for the national news, this is the victory of our current president, Bongbong Romualdez Marcos, and the set of the event after the election. The national news of the Philippines after the said election, of the position of the President of the Philippines. The supporters of the President of the Philippines celebrated their victory after the result came in, even though this is not the official result, but this is the commanding with Marcos Jr. with the sum of the vote of 15 million votes. Ahead of may not be the position of the son take over after 60 years after the father regime began a dramatic begin considering the Marcos seniors by Elstad Revolution in 1986. His dictatorship exploded in brutality and corruption, and the activists against Marcoses began to protest after the victory of the former President Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr. in New York all day to determine to guard at the Marcos they say is the under attack, and not in the position Leni Robredo have addressed the media after she post-closed she didn't conceive defeat. And Marcos Jr. addresses, even this is not the final result of the voting, and also for his running Vice President, Sara Rodrigo Duterte Carpio, also won attack of the victory, and he is the daughter of the current President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and after that result come up, they say the victory, and this is the CBI News from New York.
Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Lady May Mangoy, ang inyong taga-ulat. July 5, 2022, dapit hapon nang biglaang ginahak ang resort. Isang resort na kilala sa pangalang Bliss Resort. Purok Jimilina, Nazareth, Buenavista, Cagayan City. Ito ang lugar kung saan nakikita ang umanong ginahang resort. Gumungo ang iilan na parte ng pool dahil sa malakas na tubig. Na galing umano sa sapa sa likurang bahagi ng resort. Ayon sa saksi na kilalang si Mr. Erich John Takan, lahat naman sila ay ligtas dahil sa kanilang pagtutulong-tulungan. Ito ang video kung saan lahat sila ay nagtutulong-tulungan sa gitna ng panganib. Inyong tunghayan. Once again, Lady Mama, ang inyong
Here are the headlines for today. On the local news, tornado damages fishing boats, houses in Cagayan City. For the national news, special coverage, Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s first 100 days. From the international news, Ukraine nuclear plant reconnected to grid after line was cut. Local news, tornado damages fishing boats and houses in Cagayan City. 7 fishing boats and several houses were destroyed in 3 coastal areas in Cagayan City sa Bacolod Sur Sunday evening.
prompting hundreds of residents to evacuate to higher grounds. Pagadian City Mayor Samuel Cos said residents of barangays White Beach, San Pedro, and Santa Lucia fled their homes, fearing there will be a tsunami after the water level rose following the strong winds. Co told the residents that the State Weather Bureau Pagasa did not use any warning advisory on a possible tsunami. Aside from damaged fishing boats and houses, the strong winds felled several lamp posts and several power interruptions in various areas. The tornado that hit Pagadian City last night was a frightening experience for our people, said Co. In Facebook post Monday, the mayor also said the local government unit or the LGU had extended help to the affected barangays.
National News. Special coverage. Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s first 100 days. Marcos Jr. seems to be delivering the same message that Duterte said during his early days as president. Just trust us. When he took his oath as the 70th president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said his dreams were the same as the nation and that his ambitions were the same as every Filipino.
We're ready to go. Hang out with barkada, magchikahan at shopping galore. Party, party, here, there, and everywhere. With Palmolive ready ang aming hair. I can fix my hair instantly with Palmolive Natural. To the left, to the right, sunod-sunod ang party time. No worries, do the Palmolive finger. To the left, to the right, tuloy-tuloy ang bonding time. No worries, do the Palmolive finger comb. Ibaba ang supply, itaas ang kamay. Finger comb it with Palmolive Natural. I can fix my hair instantly with Palmolive Natural. To the left, to the right, sunod-sunod ang party time. No worries, do the Palmolive finger. To the left, to the right, tuloy-tuloy ang bonding time. No worries, do the Palmolive finger comb. Ibaba ang supply, itaas ang kamay. Finger comb it with Palmolive Naturals.
International news. Ukraine nuclear plant reconnected to grid after light start, October 10, 2022. Berlin. An external power line to Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, the biggest in Europe, was repaired on Sunday after shelling disconnected the facility from the grid and forced it to resort to emergency diesel generators, the UN unclear watchdog said.
The International Atomic Energy Agency said the 750 kilovolt line was reconnected to the plant on Sunday evening following repair work by Ukrainian engineers. It enabled the plant to start switching off the agreements that had kicked in to provide it with power after the line. Its last connection to the grid was cut early Saturday. Putin was signed a decree Wednesday declaring that Russia was taking over the nuclear plant. Ukraine's foreign ministry, I called it a criminal act and said it considered Putin's decree null and void. Ukraine's state nuclear operator, Energation, said it would continue to operate the plant.
Those are the headlines for today. I am Grace Manlis.
I am Mariette Arsenal. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Good morning, I am Anjan Bawan, and today you are watching Newsline, bringing you the Eye on the News for Wednesday, May 1, 2022. Today we'll bring you an update of the tragic story coming to us from Pakistan, where 11 killed and 13 injured in bus accident. For more information, we have Miss Jessa Rodrigo. Miss Jessa?
At least 11 people were killed and 13 others injured on Thursday when a bus collided with a truck in Pakistan's southern Sindh province, police said. The accident took place when the bus traveling from Bahawalpur to Karachi entered the truck in the Mandahan area of the Sindh Jamhura district on the Indus Highway.
Apparently, it appears the passenger driver dozed off and didn't see the coming from the opposite directions, and the vehicles collided head-on. Jamhoro SSP Joy Baloch. He added that the deceased included 3 women, 2 children, and 6 men. Jessa Rodrigo reporting.
Great taste white caramel lang ang may sweet linamnaw. Yung itutuyan ka sa sarap ng tamang timpla. Pinagsamang sarap ng new coffee at cream caramel. Sweet linamnam, sweet linamnam, sweet linamnam. Great taste white caramel.
Another blow of the Philippine media industry. Another journalists are condemning with killing of radio broadcaster Percy Mabasa, popularly known as Percy Lapid. For more information, we have Miss Jessa Rodrigo.
Mabasa was gunned at around 8:30 on October 3 by unidentified motorcycle riding assailants. Witness said Mabasa was inside his vehicles when he was shot dead. Manila, Philippines, Malacanang will take a look at the probe in the killing of a broadcast journalist known for his biting critic of the current administration. Senior Deputy Executive Secretary Hubert Guevara, speaking to Malacanang Press Corps officers on Tuesday, October 4, said President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is very constrained over the shooting in Las Piñas of radio broadcaster Percival Mabasa, better known as Percy Lapid. We have been instructed to take a look at the conduct of the investigation and ambush of him last night, said Guevara, adding he plans on meeting with officials from Presidential Force on Media Security. Jessa Rodrigo reporting.
A shocking incident happened at Pagadian City where a tornado damages fishing boats and houses. People near the seaside evacuates immediately to the covered court for their safety, while LGU is constantly monitoring the situation on the ground and assessing damages brought by this unexpected situation. For further details, we have Miss Jessa Rodrigo. Miss Jessa?
7 fishing boats and several houses were destroyed when a tornado hits the coastal areas in Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur Sunday evening, prompting hundreds of residents to evacuate to higher ground. And City Samuel Cruz said residents of Barangay White Beach, San Pedro, and Santa Lucia fled their homes, fearing there will be a tsunami after the water level rose following the strong winds. Aside from damaged fishing boats and houses, the strong winds filled several lamp posts and caused power interruption in various areas. Mayor Cruz told that residents the state's Weather Bureau Pag-asa and not issue any warning on advisory on a possible tsunami. Jessa Rodrigo reporting.
Good day to all who are watching. I'm Bonneville Cabalog, the news anchor of this program. This program is Bansang Pinagmulan, Ipaglaban. Our time today is 10 a.m. September 11, 2022. Let's look at the report from Cotabato Province. Ray Padilla reporting.
2 people, including a senior citizen, were injured after a grenade was thrown near a welding shop and hospital in Piquet, Cotabato Province. Those responsible, riding a motorcycle, speed off immediately after the crime.
Thank you, handsome reporter. Today we will also look at the news from Nation. News PNP Chief General Rodolfo S. Azurin Jr. Back to you, handsome reporter, no other than Ray Padilla reporting.
PNP Chief Police General Adolfo S. Azurin Jr. awarded the policemen with exceptional work, including Pickle Mark Dip.
Thank you so much, Ray Padilla. And this program is brought to you by Condom. Trust safety first before anything else.
Anniversary! Ay.
anniversary natin eh.
Tol, huwag kang basta-basta. Tandaan, ang tunay na lalaki, proteksyon ay binibigay. Hindi sakit. Hindi inaasahang pagbubuntis. Kaya ikaw, Tol, gumamit ng trust condom. Oh. Bago umaksyon, proteksyon. Mag-trust condoms. Perfect!
It's nice to curse with condom. Trust included now. Let's take the news from the international news update. Ray Padilla, you will report the news from the Australian Federal Police.
Go. 2 men have been arrested and charged with allegedly bribing foreign government officials. The FA is investigating allegation that Australian-based MSEC International PTLDT, a subsidiary of SMIC Holdings PTLDT, was involved in the bribery of foreign public officials in order to win contracts worth more than US $10.8 million. It will be alleged that between 2009 and 2016, the men conspired to arrange the payment of more than Australian 34,000 to bribble foreign government officials. The long-running investigation into the men aged 67 and 71 seen the AFP work closely with domestic and international partners.
That's the news we focus on from Pambansang Pinagmulan Ipaglaban. Again, good morning to all of us. God bless.
Good morning, Ubayong Adlaw sa Buanga Peninsula. Today is 5th day of October 2022. I am Anjali Umban
and this is Rhea Jane Takan,
always seeking the lead,
bringing you the news nationwide.
Cause we are the frontline. Here's the frontline headlines. Thailand massacre, dozens of children among 36 killed at nursery school. Teacher push for pay hikes anew on World Teachers Day. Southern Mindanao College main campus in Pagadian City suspended their class because of the fire accident.
For the international update in Thailand, where the massacre happened at nursery school, Ms. Angeline Umban will give us an update.
Thailand massacred dozens of children among 36 killed at nursery school. Police say most of the deaths were from stabbing one's attacker was ex-policeman.
As 34-year-old Panya Kamrab, a former police officer who had been fired and was in court earlier Thursday on a drug charge just hours before the shooting. Police said he went to the child care center looking for his 2-year-old stepson. Discovering the boy was not there, the man began shooting and stabbing Pete the nursery, later driving home to kill his wife and stepson before taking his own life. Ambulances and medical workers rushed to the nursery. Family members of the victims were weeping outside the building. Thailand's Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha wrote in a statement, "I would like to express my deepest condolences to the families and the injured. I've instructed the National Police Chief to quickly enforce the law and all concerned parties to give help and rehabilitate those who are affected urgently." The Prime Minister has ordered an urgent investigation into what is now the country's deadliest ever massacre carried out by a lone perpetrator. The country left in shock and horror.
This is Anjali Umban for Frontline News. For the national news, Ms. Rhea Takan will give us an update.
It's normal for teacher Eliza Rosales this often as her salary cannot cover her all expenses. Teacher Eliza teaching for 2 decades now, and she have thoughts dealing her beloved profession in the past, but her concern, her students held her back. Today, International Teachers' Day, Teacher Eliza marched with her colleague in Manila where they pressed their salary hike and their other benefits and better teaching conditions. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte had made her opposition clear. Teachers says it's not just to cope financially, but the recognition of rights and dignity. This is Rhea Jane Takan for Frontline News.
For the local news update, Ms. Rhea Takan will give us more information.
A fire broke out inside the Southern Mindanao College, Pagadian City. At exactly 2:45 p.m. on October 6, 2022, the staff and the student of the Southern Mindanao College or SMC in Pagadian City were shocked after the main breaker tripped in the said school. The Pagadian City Central Fire Department responded immediately under the leadership of Fire Officer 4 Manuel Flora and declared fire out. At the moment, the class in the said SMC school is suspended while the repair of the damage and main breaker is being cleared out. Rhea Jane Takan for Frontline News.
The show starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
News with no bias.
News with no exemptions.
Including nothing but the truth.
And this is Authentic News Patrol.
Broadcasting live here at Pagadian City. Here are your news anchor for today. I am Kristen Ann Martinez.
And I am Britzel J. Guerrero.
Good morning, Philippines! For today headlines, international news, Sri Lanka Human Rights Council resolution upholds the need to maintain international security and see justice and accountability.
And for national, a man who guzzled wine challenge in exchange for 20,000 pesos was dead.
And for our local news, strong winds in the Zamboanga del Sur leaving damage to the houses and properties.
And we will be right back after the advertisement. This advertisement is brought to you by SWAP.
Swag back, bear brand swag back. Ako ang swag pag-unat, ipalas na lang sa'yo. Ano mang maging kailangan mo, I got it set for you. Swag back, bear brand swag back. Ako ang swag pag-unat, ipalas na lang sa'yo. Ano mang maging kailangan mo, I got it set for you.
Bear brand swag pack, 10 pesos lang.
And now we're back.
The Miss Team will give her details about the international news.
Thank you, partner. So for today's news, responding to the resolution of Sri Lanka adopted today at the United Nations Human Rights Council, which strengthens and extends the accountability mandate of the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. The government of Sri Lanka should abide its commitments to ensure the effective operation of blood-resolved bodies and authority for the protection of victims of crime and witness among others. We urge all UN member states to increase international accountability in line with the recommendation made by the High Commissioner of Human Rights in her report, including through investigations and presentations under universal jurisdiction and where possible by referring cases to the International Criminal Court.
And for our national news, a 29-years-old construction worker died after drinking a bottle of alcohol in the town of Villanueva, Misamis Oriental. On Monday, according to the police, the victim agreed to his friend's challenge, which is Laklak Challenge. In just 20 seconds, in exchange for a prize of 20,000 pesos. He allegedly consumed the alcohol, but after the few hours, he was immediately rushed to the hospital and died there.
For our local news, the strong winds that hit some areas in Zamboanga del Sur last night, Sunday, October 2, 2022, left behind damage to homes and property, including sudden power outages. According to the Pag-asa update, the strong winds caused by the experienced thunderstorm that brought heavy rain and lightning affected areas Zamboanga Peninsula, Misamis Oriental, Davao del Norte, Davao Oriental, and Davao del Sur, Lanao del Norte, and North Cotabato. And in Cagayan City, the residents who live along the sea felt fear because of the strong wind, causing them to evacuate and take shelter in the tropical covered court here in Cagayan City.
And this is Authentic News Patrol.
Good morning everyone. This is your new broadcasting Leia Mandi. There is a lot of language, traditions, cultures, but only one known native Savanan in the area of Langlayan. As known little American in a long time, the Savanan language also a Savano and Savanan area group of closely related Australian language belonging in the Central Philippines subgroup, heard the Savanan dance tradition. In the Philippines, the census of 2019 has conferred just have been administered.
Anti-aging face mask to reduce wrinkles plus natural Botox. Japanese fairness and anti-aging secret.
China coronavirus update with the statistic and graphs total cases and new cases death per day, mortality and recovery rates, Koreans active cases recoveries. All my report about the cases of COVID-19.
Good morning, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Today is October 10, 2022.
Welcome to DNRW. This is
Daily News Report Weekend. I am Hitudua PG Sumatra.
And I am Junisa Mabasa Remission
that bring you the hottest and latest news today. Headlines.
Local news. The news of kidnapping in Cagayan City is just a rumor, according to the police.
National news. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. meet with a World Bank official in America.
International news. U.S. President Joe Biden recognizes the mutual defense treaty between the Philippines, while the Youth-China issue, the U.S. President also wants to discuss. Stay for a while to our channel. The DNRW will back after the advertisement.
The DNRW will talk and hurries the complete information.
Cagayan City is just a rumor, according to the police. For the complete information, PG Hitutua, Go ahead, PG.
In Pagadian City, the news that someone is kidnapping people in a white van is baseless and just a rumor. This is the statement released by Police Lieutenant Colonel Kisha Asali, is the police chief of Pagadian City. The chief said that after he heard the news, they immediately invited an official from the city of Pagadian City to check through CCTV and other witnesses to find out how true the news is. It came out from their investigation that no white van was seen in the CCTVs and no victim was seen in that area, and the story was only obtained through Facebook. The chief of police in Pagadian City is now calling on those who are spreading the stories to stop it, so that the people will not panic, especially the parents, now that face-to-face classes are back. PG Hitutua reporting. Back to you, Miss Ginaza Michelle.
National news. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. meet with a World Bank official in America. PG Tutua for the complete information.
President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. meet with World Bank officials in America. This is a silent meeting with President Marcos, who is currently attending the 77th United Nations General Assembly in New York. The President said, the World Bank has been sympathetic to the Philippines during times that have tested the country. For example, the provision of resources, linkages, and partnership for social, economic, and environmental initiatives recommended by. He said that the relationship between the Philippines and World Bank began in 1945. According to the President, the Philippines is grateful and proud that the World Bank can continue to give every Filipino a good life. PG Hitutua reporting. Back to you, Miss Ginaza Michelle.
For the international news, U.S. President Joe Biden recognizes the mutual defense treaty between the Philippines, while the Youth-China Sea issue, the U.S. President also wants to discuss. PG Tutua, go ahead.
America will support the Philippines in matters of defense in the event of a threat to the disputed territory in the South China Sea. According to Press Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles, there is no question in the matter of defense because the United States recognizes that the two countries have treaty agreements or the Mutual Defense Treaty. According to the Secretary, just recognizing it by the United States is a big deal. He said that U.S. President Joe Biden still wants the South China Sea issue to be discussed at the length and widely and to settle it in a peaceful way. He said that President Biden also mentioned during his meeting with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. that they will discuss security in the region. Meanwhile, during the conversation between President Marcos and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, Angeles said maritime law, maritime security, and peace in the region were at the center of the agenda. He did not mention whether Prime Minister Kishida invited President Marcos to visit Japan. PG Hitutua reporting.